leaders understand that Nigeria cannot engage in observe peaceful elections. To the point that Nigeria is the only country in the world that engages in democratic elections that make candidates sign peace accord. If we are not at war, why are we signing peace accord? It means that elections in Nigeria are basically war. And if we recognize that, maybe it doesn't make sense to ask or debate peaceful elections. We should be debating elections during the periods of war. And it's also true that Nigeria is somehow at war with the citizens, at war against itself. The political class is also at war against Nigerians. Don't let anybody deceive you about it. I'm about the only candidate running in this election who doesn't walk around with at least some 40 policemen armed to the teeth. Some have DSS, police, they have army, they have OPC, some of them have Boko Haram in their security units because they are willing to wage war at the slightest provocations against anybody. Sometimes you can't even blame some of them. It is also very dangerous to run for office at any level in Nigeria. You guys were aware of the Labour Party candidate that was kidnapped and is going to be found till today, I think in the Anambra election. Yesterday in Kaduna, a Labour Party female leader, woman leader, was assassinated. They are signaling that the war is about to start. When we went for the last event, peace accord, the most violent parties, or the most violent party in the land, the APC, did not send their presidential candidates because he didn't want to be on record as signing a peace accord when he doesn't believe in peace. That's the truth. And to talk about peaceful elections and also discuss elections peace, we cannot also not discuss it within the context of our economic problems. Why do people buy books? Why do people sell books? Number one is that there's poverty in the land. To the extent that what INEC issues to people, which is the PVC, is interpreted by the majority of our citizens as a poverty verification card. That's what you carry in your hand. And whenever you approach to lessen that poverty by getting paid, you engage in the economic transaction of selling your goods. But vote selling is not limited to the streets alone. The major political parties start selling votes by ensuring that they nominate onto INEC their own members who help them secure some advantage over other candidates. For instance, the APC has the highest number of national officers in INEC up to date. Madam, you don't have to panic. I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to INEC, which is your organization. Anything you hear from me today, your chairman has heard it from me. The IG of police has heard it from me. The DG of DSS has heard from me. All the security agencies have heard it from me. So this poverty that is ravaging the country has made people to sell and mortgage their future and conscience. Because most people honestly in Nigeria don't know where their next meal will come from. According to statistics released by the Nigerian government itself, over 133 million Nigerians have been pushed into extreme poverty. There are 93 million registered voters. As of today, INEC has not told us, out of that 93 million people, how many of them have PVC, the poverty verification card, or the permanent voters card, as we like to call them. They said they are still cleaning up their records. You know, those records that contains Michael Jackson, Tyson, and Rihanna. INEC has all of them on their voters roll. So they claim they are cleaning up. So let's believe that will happen. The second reason is, of course, corruption. our elections are some of the most corruptly conducted in the world. We must admit that. I participated, is it 20 minutes?
No, continue, sir.
I participated in 2019 in what they call an election, and I can tell you categorically because I swore to this under oath that there was no election in 2019. They allocated to me 33,000 votes by INEC, and then they selected the candidate that won, Buhari. In reality, if you look at the record of that election, truthfully, I believe that Atiku won the election in 2019. That's my belief. I was not allowed to count the ballot before I was clamped into jail in August of 2019. I spent 5 months. By the time I came out of jail, they have sworn in the person they claim won the election. The man is still there now. There is also a historical dimension to election malpractices in Nigeria. Since independence, there's virtually no election in Nigeria that has been held, even before independence by the British, that were free and fair. So Nigeria has a historical tie with wrong elections. I think there was a census that was done also around independence. That census was also rigged by the British. So the British authorities that handed Nigeria over to our own local internal colonizers were the ones who started rigging to be fair to all these riggers that we have over the place now. The other factor is the number of people within the political class who are above the law, and there are plenty of them who can categorically go out there and rig elections and expect no consequences for doing it. There are some of these election riggers who every year actually get national awards from the Nigerian government. In the days of Anambra, there's a fellow called Chief Chris Umba. He adopted a governor, a serving governor, almost killed him. And the following year, President Olusegun Obasanjo gave him a national award. If you look at the list of national award winners since 1999, they are mostly election riggers and corrupt individuals in Nigeria. Another problem is the returning officers that INEC uses now. Most of them university professors. INEC is saying that they cannot prosecute people who buy votes and those who sell votes. But at least they can blacklist the name of their own officers who engage outrightly with impunity in announcing rigged elections. And most of them are university professors. There was one that was caught by an INEC officer who is now being removed, Mike Guinea, in Akwa Ibom State. He was sentenced to jail time, but he has not spent a day in prison. Those are the kind of things that encourage these officers who work for INEC. Some of them are within INEC. Officials of INEC, national commissioners, state commissioners. Some of them are members of political parties masquerading as INEC officials. Then there's a collusion between INEC security agents and candidates. I had a meeting with the IG, we got the meeting about 2 weeks ago. And we all attended the meeting as political parties and candidates, political parties. And I said it categorically when the IG was forming like he doesn't know how rigging happening. I said, you guys are the ones who rig elections, number one. Even we have found police officers that carry ballot boxes. Yes, we have found police officers who have been caught severally, even on tape. And I reminded him that in 1982, it was the mobile police unit of the Nigerian police that truncated the Second Republic because of their conduct of elections, particularly in the Southwest, Ondo, Oyo, Ogun, and I think Edo State, where they rigged out outrightly people who were supposed to win the election and promoted those who should not have won the election. So, security agents are major participants. When I was in detention, I told this to the DSS man who was there, that when I was in detention, they came and recruited DSS officials to go to Kogi State in 2019 to rig the election for their Yaya Bello. I am saying this, I like mentioning names so that nobody will say Sowore did not say who he's talking about. Yaya Bello did not win the election in Kogi State. Some of them told me that this was rigged the election. But Yaya Bello today was rewarded with the governorship of Kogi State, not by the people that did not vote for him. So sir, please, why don't people please not to interrupt me?
We want to call to another people, sir.
I have to leave whatever I was doing to come here today because I thought.
Oh, you are going to talk again, sir. No, we want to make it like an interactive.
Let me finish. And I want to tell you that the last thing I wanted to talk about is why people don't vote. There is a loss of confidence in our democracy since 1999. In fact, before 1999, people kept trying to practice the kind of democracy that would bring about dividends of democracy. But they never come to that place where democracy meant anything to them. And as a result, over time, people, especially decent Nigerians, have lost confidence in democracy and electoral politics. And politicians are very happy to understand that Nigerians no longer have interest in democracy. So they have been practicing what I have frequently referred to as morotocracy. That is government of morons, by morons and for morons. And that is why you see that during the election period, motor park towns are more powerful than commissioners of police of states because they hold sway on election day. Even INEC here will tell you what they are going through. In Ogun State, they are just burnt down an INEC office. You can't just light up an office belonging to a government agency. And it's been almost 3 weeks now. Nobody has been arrested or identified as burning down entire INEC office in a state because of morotocracy. They know them, but they are above the law, they can't touch them. And corruption. And the last is violence. And I want to say categorically that if you want to divide Nigeria into 6 zones, every zone has its own non-state violence actor. If you go to the northwest, it's complete banditry. And these bandits are not just bandits for the sake of banditry, they are controlling territory. You go to the south, there is militancy. They are not just militants for the sake of militancy, they control territory. You go to the southeast, there is insurgency of a different kind. They are fighting to move out of Nigeria. And they also control instruments of violence and territory. They didn't bring it upon themselves, the Nigerian state, in handling that matter, brought it upon the southeast. You go to southwest, Southwesterners are also engaging in a national struggle to divorce themselves from Nigeria. Very soon, they will be occupying territory. The Southwest is not occupying territory, the agitators, but headsmen in the Southwest are controlling territory. If you go to the Northeast, terrorists are in charge of a good part of the northeastern part of Nigeria. Up to Niger State, which is about 2 hours from us, are being controlled by Boko Haram. You go to the middle part of Nigeria, the middle belt, there are solid kidnappers. Herdsmen. It's a cocktail that is controlling territory, Fulani herdsmen in those areas. So the question is, how do we break through and get this territory back so that people will not only want to vote, but they have enough security confidence that if they go and vote, they will vote and they will be back home safe. Those are the issues affecting Nigeria now, and nobody must underrate these issues that I've stated. Otherwise, I guarantee you the political class is very happy that, as Fela said in the 80s, people no go vote, they can't get big numbers. That is the plan for 2023. But as I've always wanted, something, somehow, will lead to the revolution that we are all running away from, and the 2023 might be the determining factor. Thank you very much. The peace accord signed either to pause or end the war. That is the definition of peace accord all over the world. And for any country to ask contestants in the election to sign the peace accord, it means that the country has come to the realization that the election is war. The participants in this war should be asked to shield their swords during the process of the election. That's simply what it means. And that's what Nigeria has demonstrated to the world. And this is not the first time we've seen it. We've already started seeing the effects of this war, assassination, and all kind of high-level threats, both offline and online, are happening in Nigeria's election now.
Alright, so what would be the way forward for Nigeria to get it right, looking at it as a war?
Well, Nigeria has to end the war against Nigerians. I think the real peace accord should be between the leaders and the led, because they have waged war against us for so long. Physical, spiritual, as some people like to describe it, chemical warfare, hunger, poverty warfare. They've inflicted a lot of mental stress and physical injuries on our people. And until those kind of leaders are removed from the scene, they will continue to wage war against us. And some citizens will also start to fight back the best ways they understand.
Alright, now looking at vote buying, are you seeing any political will that Nigeria will stop this menace of vote buying?
So it has to be a number of solutions. First, we must understand that the people who you are expecting to end vote buying in Nigeria today are the ones buying votes. The second aspect, which is a misconception by some Nigerians, is you can actually collect money from politicians and not vote for them. Politicians are not stupid. If you are going to take their money, you will take your blood if you don't vote for them. You should understand. So all those who are going around misleading people, just take their money, just take their money. Politicians are way too dangerous for you to collect their money, which is not their money, to collect your money and not vote for them. They've already put in place strategies to ensure that if you don't vote for them, you pay heavily for it. So the solution is to remove this kind of character from our political system, because otherwise we're just wasting your time. Another style of vote buying that I did not mention, I didn't get to, is INEC. They have a bunch of PVCs that is selling election cycles. They know them, they carry them in values. So if you get it, if you know them properly, take those PVCs to go and rig election.